Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Lugia from Pokemon. So I'm going to draw the character facing in that direction with the wings spread out. So let's start by drawing the top edge of the head, from the beak to the tip of the head spike. So starting at the tip of the beak down here, I'm going to curve up to the back spike. So starting at the bottom, we'll curve out towards the left and then curve up to the top. Okay, so this is the span of the head. From here I'm going to draw the upper edge of the mouth. So from this tip, I'm going to curve down, and from here I'm going to curve up in the opposite direction. This is just for the upper edge of the mouth. There's a little point in the top edge of the mouth. From here I'm going to curve down to the bottom of the jaw. So we're going to have the mouth open. So from here I'm going to curve down to the tip of the bottom of the mouth. So curving around like this. From here we're just going to draw a couple fangs along the bottom. So there's two. So here I'm just going to draw a point, and over here on the inside I'll draw another point. We're going to draw the inner side of the mouth, so the opposite side of the curve of this. So starting up here, I'm going to curve in behind that fang. And then from the same point here, I'm going to curve around and back to this line for the tongue. From this point, we're going to have to draw on the eye. So just above this point in the mouth, I'm going to draw a curve for the bottom edge of the eye, just crossing over like this. From here, I want to cross over and just curve to the back of the point in the eye. So from here, I'm going to curve back like this. From this point, I'm going to curve back and meet that point, the bottom of the eye. Now let's draw in the eye. So the upper eyelid, from this point, so we're just going to step in a bit here and curve out. From here, we're going to do a slight overlap and round out the back side of the eye. And then for the pupil, all I want to do is draw a little oval tucked in underneath this eyelid. So right here, just like so. Okay, from here, let's draw on the bottom jaw. So from this point, I'm going to curve in one direction to the back of the jaw. And from here, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction towards the neck, just like this. From here, I'm going to draw on the back of the neck. So the neck is going to come around this way to the body. We're going to have the wings out this way. So up here would be where the shoulders would start. So I'm going to start with the back of the curve. So from up at the point here, I'm going to curve in behind this eye point, and then curve around and start to curve in the opposite direction, coming back. So this is the back of the neck. Let's draw on the first wing. So this wing overlaps on top of the body, so we'll have to draw on this first. So doing an overlap here, starting in the shoulder, we're going to curve up to the first sort of joint in the wing. So curve going up like this. From here, we're going to draw the point going towards the first finger. So from here, we're going to do a hard break towards the outside. Okay, let's just thicken this side up a little bit more. From here, we're going to curve in the first finger. So I want the span of the fingers, there's four of them, curving this way, and it'll curve back towards the armpit, so underneath this arm of the shoulder. So from here, I'm going to curve down, so we'll figure out the width of each of the fingers. We're going to curve this back, but there's a thumb here, so it kind of looks like this. So the first finger, but the thumb overlaps on top. So right about here, I'm going to draw on the thumb. So the top edge of the thumb, curving around like that. And we're going to curve this back in a slight angle, and then we're going to curve this back in this way. From here we're going to draw a little wrinkle in the thumb, so curving in like that. Let's take this finger and just tuck that in underneath that thumb. So with a curve in behind. Now we're going to step down just a little bit and create another finger. So you can see it's getting wider as it comes out, so the span or the space in between gets a little bit wider. From here, we're going to curve down, so it's somewhat the same width of finger. From here, we're going to tuck this in underneath the thumb, so curving around like that. Now we're going to do an overlap. So right about here, I'm going to pull out the third finger, curving out like that. Now again, we want to make that space roughly the same as we have on top here. I'm going to curve this around like that, and we're going to come in and just kind of fade it off right about here. So again, you can see that we're sort of fanning the fingers around this way. And then for the fourth finger, this one's actually going to be tucked in underneath. So we're not going to create a little gap here. We're just going to step back a little bit, draw a curve, and then this, we're going to curve in the opposite direction down this way, like so. And from here, we're going to do an overlap and come in towards the bottom of the arm. So right here, this is the top of the arm. I'll step down to right about here. Just draw a curve with an overlap. Okay, so that's the first wing there. From this point, we want to imagine this curve of the back, coming back around here and coming in towards the legs. So I'm going to draw part of the curve here. So the back, imagine this curve coming down right about here. So we'll start right here, and I'll curve around. I'm just going to stop right about there because we're going to have to draw on this leg later. Let's go to the front of the body and draw the front of the neck. So here we're going to do a little overlap. So stepping down and just rounding out the front of the neck. And from here we're going to round out the belly. So it's sort of like a light bulb shape. So it kind of comes out like this. Down to here we're going to have 2 feet here. So I'm just going to draw part of the front of the belly. So from this point I'm going to curve out and round out the belly. Just like that. From here I'm going to draw in the feet. So the feet are going to be pointing up, almost like it's landing. So we're going to draw 1 foot here. So here with the thigh, so right about here I'm going to draw the toes for this right side leg. So right here, I'm going to curve one curve like that. Okay, so this is for 1 toe. We're going to do an overlap and draw a second curve, and then a third one. So up at the top of this toe, I'm going to curve around like this. Now we're going to draw on the bottom of the foot with a curve that goes around like this, and then we'll curve in the opposite direction for a heel. And with this heel, we're aiming sort of back towards that part of the foot there, but we're going to leave this gap here. Under here, I'm just going to close this gap for the bottom of the belly. Now let's draw on the top of the leg. So this, we're going to have the leg joint here coming around to the knee and back down to this foot. So from here, I just want to draw a simple curve like this for the top of the leg. From here, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction. And then from this point, I want to kind of make my way up to the back here. But I'm going to come up to about here. I'm going to have to close this gap up slightly. So from here, I'll curve around and just kind of meet towards that point on that leg, leaving a gap here. From this point, I'm going to have to curve this down and just overlap so we can just pull that line just a little bit more so the leg actually overlaps on top of the back. Let's draw in the little shape or the little patch in the belly. So here, if you imagine an imaginary line coming down this way, this is the actual center of the body here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a point here. From this point, I'm going to angle a line up and tuck that in behind that line. On this side, I'll go in the opposite direction. So angling up this way. And then we're going to curve around, almost imagining like a curve around the belly. So curving behind this leg, imagine it coming out this way, we'll close it off at the bottom. Let's draw on the leg on the back side here. So we're going to pretty much draw the same foot here. So starting on the inside, draw 1 toe. Just exactly like I drew here. We'll do an overlap for second toe. And we'll do another overlap for the third one. We're going to come down with this curve towards the heel. We'll round out the heel here. Rounding that out. And then we're going to come up and just tuck that in behind the body like we did on this side. Let's make this line just a little bit longer so we can do the knee. So we're going to come up a bit here and curve in behind the body with a curve like that. Let's go up and draw the wing on the back side. Now we're going to take this, flip it over on this side, but it's going to be tucked in behind the head and body. So this top curve, it'll probably start in the shoulder in the back somewhere here and come up to the first joint like we have on this side. So the joint will probably be here. So we're going to curve in behind the head. You probably won't see it. It'll vanish off into this side. So let's go ahead and draw that first finger. So this is going to come up to a point up here. I'm going to curve in like that. Let's draw on the first finger. So coming down. We're going to make sure it's sort of the same width as this. But now again, we're going to have to draw on that thumb first. So that thumb, that comes out like this. So up here, I'm going to curve out to the tip of the thumb. From around there. Let's cap that thumb off with a curve like we did on this side, and then we're going to pull that back. Let's do that little wrinkle that we did on this side. Right here, we'll just do an overlap like this. Take this finger and just pull that in behind that thumb. We're going to do a little gap here. So again, we're going to just draw an angled line, sort of round out the tip, and we're going to come in like so. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we're curving up on this side, we're going to curve down now. For this third finger, we'll just tuck that in behind that line, curve in, and then just round up the bottom there. And again, we're going to tuck in the fourth finger underneath by doing overlap, and then curving around behind the head. This is going to come around this way to the bottom of the arm here. So you can see it's curving in like this. Okay, from this point, let's get into the final tail. So the tail basically is a merge or joins up with the bottom of the belly and comes around up like this. So we're going to start here. So we're going to imagine this curve going along here, and curve up into the tip. We're going to imagine this back will come down behind the leg and start to turn right about here and come up to that tip. So starting right about here, we'll turn and start to get thinner and narrower as we get towards the tip. But as I come along here, I'm going to have to stop because there's a couple spikes here that I need to put sockets for. So on this side, I'm going to curve in. I'm going to take this point, do an angled line up, and we'll take that and pull that right back there. Now we're going to imagine this line curving up, so we're going to have to make that line on the back a little bit longer. There's two of these spikes, so up here, I'm doing a slightly different angled line, and pull that right back behind that one there. Okay, from here, let's draw in the little plates along the spine or along the sides here. So on the side here on the right, I'm going to draw sort of a curve going out. Just below it here, I'm going to draw another curve going out. I'm going to connect those 2 points with a curve. We're going to repeat this all the way down this way. So we're going to probably do 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4. So we do another curve out, coming out. So you can see it gets a little bit wider as we get to the end. And then just connect it with a little line. And maybe just one more here. I'll draw 2 lines like this. And then connect it. So it's sort of following that same curve of the back. We're going to draw some on the back side here. So you're only going to see a bit of it because the body's turned. You're not going to see as much of this on the left side here. So drawing a line out like this, curve in behind like that. Maybe draw one sort of poking out here. That's pretty good. That's pretty much all you're going to see on the back there. One thing I want to do is draw the backside eye. So you see the eye here, the spike. I want to draw that so you can just see the tip in the back here. So I'm going to curve up, just like I did on this side, and just pull that back. And that is pretty much it. There we have it. There's Lugia from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and make sure you check out our Pokemon playlist. I have a ton of characters in there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.